Hello everyone and welcome to my review on the Hot Toys Justice League Tactical Batsuit Batman figure, and this review is brought to you courtesy of Myla Snyder. She is one of my patrons and she's an awesome person. She wanted to see this figure reviewed on the channel and she wanted me to have it as a Christmas gift. I couldn't believe it. Still wasn't really sunk in, even though I've got it right in front of me now and I'm looking at it in all its glory, surrounded by the rest of the Trinity, Superman and Wonder Woman. These are all Hot Toys figures and they are hot. This is, well, I mean, that's a hell of an epic moment right there. I mean, I got the background from Justice League. That's Gotham City right there. That was not easy to do. I'll let you see how that was done in a little behind the scenes clip during this review. But I'm going to be doing a lot of photography and I'll intersplice that with sections of this review and just jazz it up for you. But this is all thanks to Myla Snyder. So go ahead and thank her again for such an amazing, generous gift. I hope you guys enjoy this review. Let's get started. Just giving you guys a little behind the scenes clip here, and to let you know that the last video that went up where I explained that the review would be slightly delayed because I had an idea for printing out a large A1 sort of size background from a shot in Justice League where you see Gotham City at the beginning when Batman's dealing with the Parademon. I took it to the printing shop, a nice high-res image, the highest res I could get, and I took it there. He did a test twice and it didn't work. He said no, it just looks awful, and he showed me and yep, it looked awful. There was no way I could use it. So that delayed things some more. I thought, now what am I going to do, because I promised everyone, you know, a really nice backdrop in the background of the review, and you know, nice lighting and all the stuff I got planned. So I thought, well, I'm going to have to go back to how I used to do it back in the old days, get a TV and just, you know, have a TV in the background. And that's never that easy because you need the lights around the figures, and then you can see here you get the reflection of the light on the screen, so you have to kind of zoom in and avoid the lights. Like for Superman, for instance, you know, that's a tricky one because the light's there and you can see it there too. If I move Batman over here a little bit, that hides that. Zoom in, turn the brightness down on the camera, boom, you know, looks pretty sick. So that's what I've had to do. I've had to drag a big 60-inch TV from, you know, quite far away and bring it in here. It's really bloody heavy, but I said I was going to do the, you know, give you the goodies. So that's how you're getting all these nice pictures of Batman with the city behind him and stuff. I mean, you can see just from moving around here, it really brings them to life. Awesome stuff. Let's get Wonder Woman in on the act as well. Might have to raise her up a bit because Batman's on his big ass base. She's gonna look very small. But yeah, I mean, even just like that, you can see she looks cool. And turn this light facing her a little bit more. Not too much. Nice. But anyway, that's how I'm doing it for you. So I'll intersplice lots of pictures from this session in between the sections of the review for you guys to enjoy, just to jazz it up a little bit. But yes, the printing out the backgrounds did not work, so sorry about that, guys, but it's just, you know, I couldn't find this particular image any higher res than taking like a screenshot from this 1080p version, and yeah, didn't work. So TV, back to the review. Just going to give you my brief thoughts on the film Justice League. Now, I really enjoyed Man of Steel. And at the end of Man of Steel, a very inexperienced Kal-El, aka Superman, has to fight Zod to the death in Metropolis, a city filled with people, and many buildings fell and crumbled, and that was a direct result of the fight Kal-El had with Zod. Then in Dawn of Justice, we see the consequences of the end of Man of Steel, and I liked how they didn't shy away from it, and they kept it pretty real, man. I mean, if something like that happened, the world's gonna be after your blood, man. And I like Dawn of Justice a lot. A lot of people complained about the dark, kind of miserable tone and all that, but how else could it be? After the events of Man of Steel, they had to show those consequences. You can't sweep that under the rug. Many people lost their lives as a result of this guy's fight with Zod. So, I like that a lot. I could go on all day about other things I liked about those two movies, but we're here to talk about Justice League. And I just wish I could see the full-on Zack Snyder version of that movie. I love Man of Steel, I love Dawn of Justice, and I don't really like Justice League that much, if I'm being honest with you. But this figure from Justice League looks incredible here. There's no denying that. Look at it. That is a hell of an angle right there. But those are my thoughts on the trilogy, if you can call it that. I just wish we could see Zack Snyder's full vision for Justice League, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at this cowl. A lot of detail on this. That very kind of, what would you call that? Around his neck there. It's really detailed. And I like how it transitions into the more kind of these lines that come all around the side, and how it's smooth around the nose and the cheekbones and around the eyes. Very interesting. And I like the way you don't have to have the goggles on there if you don't want. The ears are quite short on this, but then again they were on the BVS as well. But I really do like it. I mean, from the side profile, let me just turn him a little bit here. Hope he stays standing up. He does like to fall over a lot, this one. He will stand up pretty good for you, but he likes to misbehave a little bit. I might change out that mouth plate in a minute, because unless his fists are up and he's in a fighting pose, he looks a little bit strange with his mouth doing that. But anyway, the thickness of the neck from the side profile, I like that a lot. I just wish it was a little bit thicker from the front view, but we can't have it all. But this figure is, I think you get away with calling it pretty beastly. I wouldn't, argue with you on that. He is quite a thick Batman. Look at this suit, man. Let me just come down. Look at these gauntlets. They are sharp. Someone posted on Facebook a cut on their finger, and it even warns you about that in the instructions. So be careful, because the blades on his gauntlets are actually sharp. They're not metal, it's just hard plastic, but they will cut you if you're not careful, so yeah, be warned. Yeah, look at that. Look at the neck. Let's turn it around. Now here is the cowl from the back view, and there's a lot of detail again, and it kind of reminds me of Black Panther a little bit, which is pretty cool, because I do like me some Black Panther. But yeah, very, very impressed with the level of detail on this particular cowl. Would have preferred a slightly wider neck, but I understand, it's all good. Things have to evolve, even though he couldn't really move his neck in Justice League, I don't think, very well. Here's the cape. Let me just pan back. That's going to brighten up a fair bit, but that's not too bad. Now, yes, Keyboard Warriors mentioned that this was a bit of an odd one, because the design is a bit strange. It does have a nice spread here. It is a nice and pretty big cape. No wire in this one that I can feel at all, so definitely not a posable cape. I do have some custom capes ready to go for this guy, one wired, one just normal draping cape, so I will try that for you in a future video. But I would honestly tell you, I don't think this one requires a custom cape. I actually quite like this one. Now, it doesn't really look very accurate. The movie cape doesn't seem to have any of these scratchy lines all over it, and the texture just seems different as well. Like the one from the movie just seems like a straight up kind of more like, what I'm using on my Dawn of Justice. A very smooth, leathery kind of cape. Whereas this one, they've really gone for it with the texture. But I don't mind it. I like this cape. So I may go with a, mainly because of the way this is done. See, I've got my custom capes, and I'm pretty sure I can replicate this to an extent. but I don't think it's going to look as good as it does here from the front anyway. And with this particular Batman, it's really more about just having it hanging behind him and doing action poses, you know, fighting stances and stuff like that. He's got good posability, and we'll get to that soon. But I actually really like this cape. I may change it out. Obviously, I'll change it to show you guys what the custom ones look like. But as far as which one I finally go with for a final display, might stick with the stock one on this Batman figure. Now you can do stuff like that, which is really cool. You can work the suit a little bit and get him to raise his arm up quite high. So if you want to pose him like he's, you know, firing his grapnel gun up into the air, you can do that. And you can also get a fair bit of a turn going on here. I mean, obviously it's restricted slightly, but I'm very surprised at the amount of movement I'm able to get out of him. And that arm can lift right up like that. I mean, that looks hilarious, obviously, but I'm just showing you what he can do. And he can bend back. Oh, he can actually bend back quite a fair bit. So yeah, he'll really be able to fire a grapnel gun up into the air. And there's a nice kind of ratchety joint in his torso there. Yeah. You can get him to appear like he's leaning forward more if you incorporate, or if you start sort of using this as your, you know, you can kind of trick visually and just get it to look like he's leaning forward more by using the legs there. But yeah, articulation on this guy's fantastic, man. Considering the bulk and the armor that he's working with, no restrictions for me so far. Just a great piece, man. Just a great piece. Absolutely, man. Almost slept on this. Thank you, Myla. I keep saying it, but I almost slept. Almost slept on this piece. Now I want to sleep with this piece. And taking it to bed. Definitely one that you don't have to worry about, you know, if I pose him, is it going to destroy the suit? I think the suit they've used underneath the arm is quite tough, quite durable. So I've had him overnight posed with his arms bent like this, and I've had no problems. And even if there were a little wrinkle here and there, it's only going to blend into the suit anyway. Even though this was kind of a new suit in the movie, when you look up close to it in the scenes, it does look quite worn in and battle damaged and scraped and scuffed. So with a figure like this, I ain't going to mind a couple of little wrinkles here and there. In fact, I welcome them. Bring it on. But this is a very well made figure. I can do a whole bunch of poses, which I'm going to show you throughout the video, but just to show you a little battle stance there, looking pretty epic. What a great piece. I mean, it's a bit extreme. It doesn't really make any sense. Really like this pose. Blocking himself from an incoming attack. There's a bit of a turn in the waist there as well, if you notice. Look at the leg articulation, look at the ankles, knees. Everything's doing what it needs to do. He's bulky as hell, but he can do it. And I don't feel there's any damage happening here as I'm doing this to the suit. I think he's going to hold up just fine. This is a beast. He's tough. He can take it. Look at this thing. Sorry for the reflection in the TV, but what are you going to do? I mean, I've only got so much space to work in. I'm trying to light this right for you, get it looking nice and spicy, but unfortunately you are going to get a bit of screen glare unless I zoom right the hell in. Then hit that, turn the brightness down, boom. There you go. There you go. Just showing you what you can do, man. I mean, the leg position's a bit extreme, but just to show you can do it with ease. You know, he's throwing up that arm. That's a block right there, gearing up to throw that batarang behind him. Look at him. For a figure as bulky and as heavy as this, he's a heavy figure, man. You really feel like he got something. I mean, he just looks amazing. I still like the cape. Cape's working for me, man. Cape's doing what I need it to do. It still looks nice and weighty and natural. I like the texture to it, just the roughness. I know it's not movie accurate probably, but I like that rough kind of tape action. Tape? Cape. You know what I mean. I'm distracted right now by the awesomeness that's before me. Look at that. Ooh. I decided to try one of the custom capes, the wired one obviously, and here he is from the scene, you know, the third act of the movie when everything's very red. So it would have been handy if I could find a red light to shine on him, because that would have really blended him into that background, but I can mess with that in Photoshop later on for pictures. But for video, not so much unless I got a nice red light to use. But anyway, I think that looks pretty sweet. Now, I've had a number of capes from Jackson and a number of capes from Unreal Customs, and to be honest with you, I get mixed up now because I don't, you know, I go long periods of time where I won't use them for something, and then I dig into my drawer here. You know, it's funny, you can go from an epic scene like that to a drawer. You know, movie magic. But yeah, well, that looks pretty good. Just wanted to let you see it. I'm gonna take some pictures of this, put them on the ground. And there's definitely some good twist in the torso and the lower section there where the belt is. It is hindered, but you know, we can get him to do a nice wind up punch there. Again, assisted by the custom cape, the wires in there, allowing for a nice dynamic kind of movement. Look at that. No stand required. This guy stands up just fine. He's about to let off in your face. Damn reflection. Not much I can do about that. Look at that. Yeah. He stands up really well without a stand. He's got great balance. When I first got him, he was having a bit of trouble standing up, but you really just need to get your hands on him and do a bit of futzing around. But he's a very imposing looking Batman figure. Got another custom cape on him there. This time it's a wireless one. No wires in this cape, just a drape cape. But he's balancing really well. It just looks super beastly. Just wanted to turn him to the side and show you the proportions of his legs, because some of the reviews I was looking at, I often thought to myself his legs look a bit stumpy or a little bit too short, but I really don't think that's the case. I think sometimes folks be filming the figures from slightly above looking down on them, which could create that kind of illusion, or the belt could be riding a little bit low on the figure. So I lifted mine up just a touch. I checked the movie, and it kind of overlaps those last two ab armor bits there, the way I've got it at the moment. So that looks really cool. I think the proportions are really good on this, and that looks epic. But yeah, the arms, the torso, thighs, legs, feet, all of it just all looks in proportion to me. There's one hell of a piece right there. I keep saying it, but it really is. I mean, look at that. That's an action figure, not a real, you know, it looks real to me when I'm looking through the lens here. And I look up with my own eyes, and yes, it still looks real. Like a little shrunk down Ben Affleck Batman getting ready to kick some butt. Absolutely scrumptious. Can't play it because of getting copyright trouble, but I had to pause it on. There's no way Zack Snyder wanted Ben Affleck to make that face when he sees Superman again. That's so cheesy. Oh god, I'm looking for backgrounds. I'm just doing my thing, and that moment where Superman comes back and punches god, what's the bad guy's name? He's so forgettable, I can't even remember his name. The CGI thing with the horns going on about Mother all the time. But then Ben Affleck makes this face. He's like, Superman! It's just, what the fuck? Change in tone. You know something else? I'm looking at that alien gun that he's holding there, and I'm thinking to myself, I've still got my Interbay 1/6 scale Men in Black weaponry. They're very shiny, sort of chrome alien guns, just like that. I might be able to blag it, you know, for a couple of poses and use a Men in Black gun instead. I might try that. Yeah, here we go. It's the Men in Black weaponry. I mean, that one looks the closest to what I'm seeing on the screen there. You might be able to use that for a couple of pictures. The handle's a bit of a, well, yeah, it's very human design kind of looking handle and trigger, but this whole section here could pass for maybe just a couple of pictures. I don't know. Or maybe this other big one. That's a big gun right there. I don't know. Give it a try. Right, let's get a good look at the armor itself. And I have to say, he feels quite familiar. If you own the BVS Batman or the Suicide Squad Batman or one of the armored Batmans from BVS, then I think you'll agree he feels quite familiar when you're messing around with him, posing him and just futzing with the body and stuff. His shoulders do that kind of, maybe it's like a butterfly joint or something. You can get the arms to rest really tight by his sides, which is great for a Batman figure, because I think this figure can actually get its arms flatter to his sides than Ben Affleck actually could in the suit in real life. That's one of the things he mentioned in particular, that they kept adding on more and more armor to the point where he, you know, like I mentioned in the, I think it was the Spider-Man review, where it looked like he was constantly trying to hold someone's hand. But this guy, this figure, doesn't suffer from that. You kind of push the shoulder, or push the arm up into the shoulder and then push it down towards the body. You get this extra little ratchet joint there where you can just kind of click it a little bit closer to the side of his body. And the suit material, as in these bits here, that feels very similar to the Dawn of Justice Batman and the Suicide Squad Batman. I'm sure the regular suit Batman from Justice League will have a similar kind of material, which I hope so, because it's very tough. All of this armor seems to move quite easily as well. I mean, as far as letting you pose the figure, around here you can kind of move this a bit slightly, and this has some give to it. You can move it around. I mean, obviously you wouldn't want to do that too much because it's going to look weird, but it does allow you to get more posability because you can, this can turn nice and easy. I can still turn the arm in and out sort of closer to the body like this. This armor here is movable. This is all, I guess, stuck down, maybe part of the undersuit itself, but it still allows me to get a bit of turn in his waist. So far I've had no problems with articulation. He's been able to do everything I want him to do. So that is a big relief, and great balance, great articulation in his ankles. A very lifelike likeness to Ben Affleck under the cowl there. Really impressed. I just like sticking his batarangs in the belt there. Easy access. Now I just want to pan up slowly and let you get a look at all the armor plates, the straps, where it all attaches onto the piece. The brass knuckles there, the gauntlets, be careful because they are sharp like I said. Let's turn down that brightness. The belt, got the batarang stuck in there. You can see all the straps. I think those straps are kind of plastic. All around the ab section leading up to the chest. Protecting his heart. You've got more armor on the arm there. It doesn't hinder the articulation so far for me. It's been really good. And the side profile, which just looks fantastic and very real. I love the proportions. On the side profile at least, the neck is nice and thick. Maybe not quite as thick as it was in the film. I mean, just look how real that looks. Yeah. Back down again. Awesome. Very cool armor. Alright, time to get a look at these two beastly Batman figures side by side. Now, you have obviously the Justice League tactical suit Batman on the left, and the Dawn of Justice regular Batman suit on the right. And, a bit of time has passed, I guess. Well, I don't know how long it's been really, over a year. It's been a fair while now since the Dawn of Justice Batman was released. That's still one of my favourite looks for Batman. My favourite overall is Batman Begins. That's my favourite Batsuit from any film. And then I'd say it's a tough one between the Dawn of Justice Batsuit here, and maybe the Michael Keaton suit from either 89 or 92. I can never really decide, but I think I'll always go with the 89 to be honest out of those ones. But fair few reviews I've seen have mentioned that the mouth plate and just the general kind of likeness to Ben Affleck on this one is stronger and more HD, more real looking. I can't really argue with that because the pictures I've been taking with the tactical suit Batman do look very real, and I've been very surprised with the results with that. And I am looking forward to, in the very near future, before I put this big ass TV back where it belongs, I think I'll do a nice big photo session with the rest of the Ben Affleck Batman figures. So I'll do one for Dawn of Justice, one for the Armored Batman, one for the Nightmare Batman, and probably other characters from other films as well. While I've got this screen here, I might as well, do as many photo sessions as I can and give you guys some fun stuff to look at in the future. But that is just a look at these two side by side. They're not standing on bases, they're just on the desk, level. Their shoulders are at the same height, chest same height pretty much. The waist is at the same height just about, but the neck on the tactical suit seems to be slightly longer, giving him a slight height advantage, and the screen has just gone black. Now when we look from the side here, you can actually see that the tactical suit Batman does actually have quite a bit of a height difference. He is a fair bit taller, but just the overall shape of the Dawn of Justice Batman, that is so cool, very animalistic. And don't forget, I did pad out his chest, and overall just his whole kind of upper torso, just to bulk him up, because he was huge in Dawn of Justice, very imposing. But that is a cool shot right there. Love it. Again, both level. And here is the first armoured Batman that was released by Hot Toys from Dawn of Justice. Quite level height-wise, still a very impressive figure to this day. The second version they released of this armoured Batman on the right was the battle damage version, which had much better posability. So this one could still get in some pretty cool poses, but it's quite tough to do, and was definitely improved upon the second time around. Also, this spear didn't come with this version, it came with the battle damage version, which was quite frustrating for some folks, including myself. But in the end, I'm glad I have both the clean one and the battle damage, and I have contemplated selling one or the other at some time, but it's really difficult to let go of one of, either one of them. They're both absolutely stunning pieces. All the Ben Affleck Batman figures so far from Hot Toys have been incredible, to be honest. They haven't let us down yet. Alright, now I just wanted to try the different goggles on here. Now you can just remove these two little tabs if you want to display them with no goggles on whatsoever. You can do that, or we can stick these ones on here. It's very easy to do, very quick and simple. Then you have your glasses raised up look, goggles, whatever you want to call them, goggles, and then the look that's actually growing on me a fair bit is the look where they're actually down over his eyes, which obviously makes a lot of people think of Night Owl from Watchmen, and that's understandable, it really is. But it's actually a look that's growing on me, man. I really do. I mean, it's different. None of my other Batman figures have a look like this. So, yeah, you can still see his eye in there as well. You see that? You can see that one shining through. But what a realistic looking figure this is, man. And I love the that real detailed neck, all the little rivets and just the texture of it, and then the actual cowl itself with all the lines. It's very, very real looking. It's definitely one of the most realistic looking figures in the collection now. Look at the bulk, that side profile. Even the cape looks fantastic. This is all stock right now. No modifications. Just a good Batman figure. Very good Batman figure. Absolutely. Should I get it? You're thinking to yourself, hell yeah. Do what you gotta do. You don't need two kidneys, come on. Right, well, I wanted to get it to look like he's, just literally about to put down his goggles there over his eyes, but unfortunately, I mean, the elbow's almost doing it. And as you can see, when I hold it in position, he gets it exactly where I want it to be. Let me just see if I can get that to... Is there a way? Well, it's pretty damn close, actually. You can also get the wrist peg to bend. Now, there you go. That's not too bad. This arm looks a bit silly. Let's just make that a bit more natural looking. Get that cape. There we go. So there you are. Just a nice little thing to see that he's actually able to raise his arm up, and you can, incorporate a bit of a pose where he's actually doing something with his goggles. That's how that looks. And he can definitely lift his leg up and rest it on things if you wanted to, display him on some kind of custom-made gargoyle or something. Batman sitting on the mother box, keeping it safe. Now, something I noticed in my instruction leaflet here is apparently he comes with eyes that are looking forward, eyes that are looking up, and eyes that are looking off to the side. But I have eyes that are looking forward. Well, that focuses, yeah, but these eyes are looking forward. These eyes are looking to the left, and these eyes are looking to the right. So yeah, it doesn't match up with what is in the instruction book for me personally. I'd have to go back and check Keyboard Warriors review and Justin's review and anyone else who's got this thing, and find out if it's just me, because instead of having eyes looking forward, eyes looking up, and eyes looking off to the left, I have eyes looking off to the side and eyes looking off to the other side and eyes just looking forward, but no eyes looking up for me. Which is a shame, because he's a nice aggressive looking Batman, and you always tend to go for the eyes looking up if you've got Batman and are about to kick your butt kind of thing, you sort of tilt the head down, lift the eyes up, and it just creates a very very menacing kind of look. But that's an odd one. You guys out there with this figure as well, check that out and let me know if your eyes are the same as mine, because that's a damn shame. I would have definitely easily swapped one of these sets of eyes looking off to the side for a pair that are looking upwards, just more aggressive. But they're all very well done, very well painted. I think I had a comment from someone asking if I could try swapping the mouth plates from this tactical Batman with the mouth plates from the BVS Batman. I haven't tried it. I'm being a bit lazy in that regard, but I will tell you that they have different shape mouth areas in the cowls. Dawn of Justice cowl shape is just different than this, so I very much doubt it will work. I'll try it later, and if it does work I'll let you know in a future video. But these are the mouth plates that you get. So one slightly open mouth with the teeth showing, very Affleck, that one over there, and this one more aggressive, also pretty damn accurate to Affleck, and then just this neutral mouth plate where he's just nice and serious. All in all, they are taking it to a slightly higher level with these mouth plates. The stubble effect is very impressive. Let me just get right in here and see if I can show it off to you. The mole is very subtle, or whatever you call it. Ben Affleck's trademark little mole thing there. They're very kind to him with that. They really make it subtle. I mean, you can see it is there, but they didn't paint it, you know what I mean? It's like it's molded into the shape, well, the mold of the mouth plate, but it's just not very prominent really. But the stubble effect is very good on this, on all the mouth plates, and the eyes are very realistically done. You can just see the detail on this thing. Look at the scratches and the wear and tear on the bat symbol, and all over this thing really. Look at the wear and tear on the shoulder plate there, all over this guy. Signs of war. Absolute beast. I did say that I'd let you get a look at the instruction book here, so just go ahead and pause it and you can read at your leisure. There's just some warnings about bending the joints and how far to take it, your limits. I've taken him beyond this, to be honest, and I've had no troubles. I don't obviously recommend you do that, it's up to you, but this is a figure that can handle it as far as I'm concerned. There is that bit, and there is that bit. Yep, there you go. Watch out for your fingers, because the gauntlet blades are sharp. You can go ahead and pause that and have a read if you wish. Fanny biscuits. And here, mouth plates and goggles. And here, that's all about the connection. So guys, I'm going to give you my final thoughts, and they are pretty positive. The film itself, Justice League, it's a mess, it's a disappointment, but it certainly has churned out a few decent figures by Hot Toys. Now the Wonder Woman figure from Justice League, I'm not keen on it. There's something wrong with the face, the nose is a bit pointy, something's up, and you know, I've heard people say that it's the best one yet, but I definitely don't agree with that. There is a Comic-Con, or no, not Comic-Con, some kind of exclusive Wonder Woman that's been released by Hot Toys for an event, limited edition, like a concept art version or something. That seems to have a really good head sculpt. I think it's the trainee version head sculpt with rooted hair, which is what some people were saying the Justice League one is, but it is not. So yeah, I've never been interested in owning the Justice League Wonder Woman. I have been keen to get my hands on it to compare to the BVS, which I still think is a fantastic Wonder Woman figure. It'll certainly tide me over until the ultimate one does come along. But this figure right here, the tactical suit Batman from Justice League, what would I give this out of 10? I'm very tempted to give it a 10. That's, you know, you gotta believe me, it's nothing to do with the fact that Myla Snyder has done an amazing thing and sent this figure along for me for Christmas as a gift and to review for you guys to enjoy. Honestly, I just think this is a fantastic piece. The posability has been great. I've had no stress or worries when I've been handling the figure. Everything's been really, I don't know if intuitive is the word, but just very sturdy, and nothing, you know, the hands pop on and off really easily, but they haven't been popping off as I've been reposing him like they do with the Nightmare Batman, for example. That one's a real pain in the butt when it comes to posing, because the hands just constantly drop off. That probably happens a fair bit with this guy over here as well, to be honest. But this one, honestly hasn't given me any stress the whole time I've been doing all the poses and photography and these sections for the review. It's been a joy to do. And he is a very, very real looking figure. This is one of the most real looking Batman figures I've ever had the pleasure of filming. And I can absolutely 100% tell you that this is worth your money. Absolutely. Just think no more about it. If you're on the fence, go ahead and jump off the fence and get the damn thing. It is spectacular. Again, the film's not the best, but this particular Batman, you know, Ben Affleck's portrayed him very well, although, you know, he was handed some pretty ropey dialogue for Justice League and some pretty cringe-worthy moments. But they were actually all edited out. Edited out. I'm in trouble saying the word edited. But yeah, there's an ultimate cut of Justice League that the fans themselves put together. Replaced all the music with music from Man of Steel, Dawn of Justice, and even Max. I was going to say Max Payne. Mad Max, the Tom Hardy one, and Charlize Theron. Yeah, so try and track that version of Justice League down and watch that if you can. The Ultimate Cut, I think it's called. It was done by the fans. They took out all the cringy bits and put in some moments that were taken out that we saw in the trailers. They're back in the movie again. Definitely the version to watch. And yeah, absolutely recommend this one, guys. Absolutely stunning piece. I hope you have enjoyed this review. There is more coming. I'm going to take advantage of having this big screen here and do a lot more photography, a lot more pose sessions with all of the figures from the, you know, from Dawn of Justice. I have quite a few of those. I mean, all in all, I have 6 Ben Affleck Batmans now, so I will be doing more photo sessions with this backdrop of the TV. While it's here, might as well make the most of it. I'll do some Joker videos, some Harley Quinn videos, Catwoman stuff. It's all coming soon. So again, please leave a nice little thank you comment for Myla Snyder in the comment section below, because it is, again, thanks to her that this review exists on my channel. So thank you, Myla. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for such a wonderful gift. You're a lovely person. Thank you so much. It's a great community. It's a great hobby, and I absolutely love it. It's just a joy. I love it. And I love the movies. I love the figures. I love the hobby. I love the channel. And all you guys out there are so supportive. And it's just heartwarming. So absolutely recommend this figure, guys. Pick it up. Pick it up soon. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell icon so you get all the notifications from my uploads. Follow me on Instagram at DeanKnight333. And check me out on Facebook too. I'm on there. And I'll see you real soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks, Myla Snyder. See you later. Bye-bye.